Today I'm going to be doing a review on one of Aaron Terence Hughes' new release. This is one of his 30mls, which is the parfum concentration. If you're into that S&M fetish style, if you know what I mean, I think you'll appreciate this fragrance. Plus, you have to have a sense of humour, and nobody under the age of 18 should really be diving into this. Stay tuned. What is good, YouTube? Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne, and if you're tuned in, as always, thank you very much for doing so. It does mean a hell of a lot. I know I always say it. The reason why I do is because I mean it. I appreciate every single one of you lot, so thank you. If this is your first time stopping by, hit that subscribe button. It is free. Press the bell because it will notify you when I drop a review. Right, this is my full review on one of Aaron's new fragrances. That is as far as I can go with the name. Kxst T. I can't say the name of the fragrance, but I'm going to go into it. For me, this is more than a like. I think you've got to have a sense of humour, yes. If you're into that S&M fetish style, if you know what I mean, you're going to love this fragrance. Let's spray it. Right, you've got raspberry, saffron, jasmine, leather, cedarwood, patchouli, smoke, cocaine, pheromones, synthetic tonka musk, ambergris accord, and fake oud. There is no drugs in this fragrance. What do you get? As soon as this opens up, you get hit with fruity raspberry mixed in with leather, dark leather, quite a bit of smoke. There is a little bit of sweetness there. While all this is going on, after a minute or so, the jasmine starts coming through from the back, and there is a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance already. I think the jasmine adds a little bit more sweetness to the fragrance. Plus, it gives this fragrance a little bit of a dirty edge. But the leather does that as well. So it blends in well with the leather. And then you start getting the cedarwood coming through. So it gains a woodsy undertone. Leathery, smoky, a little bit fruity, a touch sweet and woodsy. Starts drying down a little bit more. Now, as the smoke starts calming down, that is when I can pick up on the cocaine accord. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. There is a little something there. It dries down a little bit more. Now, the leather has toned down. Now, I start picking up on an ambery, vanillic nuance that comes through. Plus the fragrance darkens up a little bit. You've got the fake oud accord in there, plus the patchouli. I think the patchouli is pushing in on, or is adding to the woodsy side of things. Plus patchouli can come across quite dark, sweet, a little bit heavy. And that is how it's acting in this fragrance. Settles down. This is, to me, a bad boy fragrance. Sexy, dark, smoky, musky, a little bit woodsy, got a little bit of sweetness in there. Solid fragrance. And these 30mls, they're the parfum concentration, they're £30. That is a steal for the scent profile that you are getting. Obviously, the fragrance altogether is very smooth and all the notes shine through. This, to me, would make a great date night fragrance, but it'd be daring for a first date. Maybe third or fourth date, once you start to get to know someone a little bit. And then when she asks you what you're wearing, you just have to say it as it is. But it's got this dirty edge to it. To me, this reminded me a little bit of Tuscan leather and ombre leather from Tom Ford. The way that leather comes across, it's not a clone of it. This does a completely different thing to what they do in the end. But in that opening, the way that leather comes across, it did remind me a little bit of Tuscan leather and ombre leather from Tom Ford. So it's in that type of vein of leather style fragrance. So if you enjoy them and you want something with a little bit of a dirty edge, you're definitely going to enjoy this fragrance. Right, longevity. For the first half hour to 45 minutes, it pushes, especially when this thing opens up. It's strong. But after about 40 minutes, I would say, then it reins in, still projects, but it reins in. And then by about, I would say, the 2.5 hour mark, it's a bit more than a skin scent. And then when it gets to the 4.5, 5 hour, it's faint on my skin. Lightly detectable the next day on clothing, but I wouldn't overspray this fragrance because it's strong when it first opens up. You get a lot of that leather, you get a lot of that smoke, you pick up on the jasmine, the saffron. So I wouldn't overspray this fragrance because it could choke you out. Excuse me. But if you're going out all day and you want this scent profile, take a decant with you, or if you've got a man bag, you can put this in it, so it's not a problem. You can carry this around. These 10 mls are decent for taking about with you because they just slide straight in your pocket. If you've got big enough pockets, you can put this in it. But this is a solid release. Yes, he did send me this. He hasn't asked me to do no reviews. Obviously, I'm going to do a review on the fragrances that he sends me. That's part and parcel of getting sent fragrances, if you review them. But he hasn't said, I want you to say this, I want you to say that. All thoughts are my own. If this wasn't a good fragrance, I would tell you. And I'm telling you now, this is worth the pickup. I think it's sold out at the minute. When it comes back in stock, if you like leather fragrances, musky, sexy, a little dirty, a little fruity, you're going to enjoy this fragrance. Right, people, that is my full review on Aaron Terence Hughes's. It is a solid release. Let me know if you've tried this fragrance. Let me know. Talk to me. I will get back to you. I thank you for all your support. And remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore. And I'll definitely see you lot on the next one. Cheers.